Away from money making now, let's talk more about the polity. The Independent National Electoral Commission has presented certificate of return to senators-elect and members-elect of the House of Representatives who emerged victorious in the by-elections conducted on August 16. Nigerians are expecting those who won to hit the ground running as the coalition for 2027 general election continue to gather momentum. Now, joining us for more on this is an industrialist and politician, Rotimi George Taylor. Good morning. Thanks so much for joining us on the program this morning. Yes. What is your assessment of the by-election held last week, Saturday? We've seen winners emerge. Certificate of return has been given to the winners. What's your assessment of this?
First of all, I'd like to congratulate those that won and congratulate INEC at least for trying their best. But sometimes when you look at it and you win an election, you want a fulfilled election that everybody knows you have won. Like you play table tennis and you win, everybody knows you've won. Because you've won close, fairly, and everybody thinks there's nothing to challenge. But you find out that with this particular election, there's still cries. When are we going to get to a situation where even the opposition would agree with you that congratulations, you have won? That, I think, is where we should be thinking and working towards.
But do you think that we would ever get to that point? Or do you think that we'll get to that point before the 2027 elections?
Well, I believe that if the National Assembly is serious about reforms that would guarantee transparency, because when you look at elections, there are so many things that are being talked about. When you go to vote, sometimes at the polling booth, you can show your votes to people. It's supposed to be hidden. Nobody is supposed to know who you voted for. Then you talk about money exchanging hands. And they say, oh, some people exchange. How did it exchange hands? Can you do that abroad? You know, these are things that we can easily correct. You know, so many little things that we can easily correct and have an election, especially under, these are things that people expect from President Tinubu. Because, you know, as somebody that has fought so hard for reforms and fought on the side of Nadeco and things like that, people expect a transparent election.
A lot of people have questioned or queried that even in developed countries, we still don't even have this perfect election hearing system. What transpired in the US before this particular election, when even Donald Trump has been querying that election that's filled with a lot of malpractices. So at what point in Nigeria can we all come together? Because I did not see a time it will come that when we contest an election, that we can also congratulate ourselves that you are the winner of the election and we move ahead without going to the court.
I have done that. Although I believe I have contested election before, and I contest, and if I lose, I congratulate, because there's nothing to argue about. If it is free and fair, why should you not congratulate the person that has won? When you talk about the US, if there are grounds, they have the judiciary that they can go to and complain. So for me, when people talk about things that, oh, what of the US, this happened, how can you have something irregular in the US and you think it won't be challenged? Sometimes I think it's mind-boggling that people believe such stories. You know, for a statement to be right, the premise must be right. Otherwise, it falls under the category of a fallacy. Maybe the fallacy of overgeneralization, fallacy of equivocation. One way or the other, it falls under a fallacy. And when it's a fallacy, it's just not correct. It's just to deceive people.
But what is the place of voter turnout? In the elections, it was seen that it was still very low. Do you think that if voter turnout increases, maybe the, like you said, the National Assembly members can take it a bit more seriously, take reforms a bit more seriously?
First of all, if the reforms and people believe that their votes are going to count, you will see the turnout. And these are part of the things that I said that people expect that President Tinubu, a man of hope for the people, would deliver to them.
Let's turn our attention now to the issue of the coalition ahead of the 2027 general election. What do you make of all this coalition, people coming together? A lot of people have described, some politicians have described it as it's a comedy show. What do you make of this?
Well, how do you there are two ways to look at this. There's the President Tinubu before he became president, and there's the President Tinubu after he became president. So you find out that even the President Tinubu team, before he became president, is not as united as the way you have it now.
How do you mean?
You have people like El Rufai, the former governor. You have different people. I have seen them. I'm a politician, and you find out that people that started groups for President Tinubu, a lot of them, some of them are not happy.
Don't you think some of them are aggrieved politicians because they didn't get one thing or the other from them? That's why they are now out regrouping to form a coalition ahead of the election?
Well, politics is not about always to serve the people alone. Individuals have ambitions. They have reasons for being in politics, because I'm going to be fair about the whole thing. I believe that if somebody has worked hard with you, if you didn't need his help, then maybe you should probably stay away from him. So if somebody has worked hard with you, I think even if you cannot give him what he wants, you think he's not capable in that field, you can use him in other ways. It's about being able to get everybody involved and make everybody happy. You can't make everybody happy, but somewhat happy to a point that even if they complain, you can always say, at least I tried.
But do you think the coalition is all back and no bites?
I believe that the coalition is something that you have not seen yet.
How do you mean?
How do you mean?
What do you mean?
When you look at politics, there's no politics that has ever gone on during the second year. It is the last year that you now see what people think and how people feel. So the formation of the coalition cannot be determined yet. You don't know who is your friend in politics until that last minute. That's when you really know who your friend is.
With the crisis, even in the Labour Party at the moment, even the ADC is not even united. A lot of people have queried and saying, what kind of coalition is this ahead of the 2027 election? So what do you make of this unity from some of these people?
The Labour Party has a major fracture.
The PDP is also having its own internal crisis.
The PDP has its own major fracture. The ADC is trying to regroup, and they would need a lot of legal knowledge as they regroup. Otherwise, the judiciary has a major role in taking decisions that has seriously affected most of these parties. Even elections in Nigeria, you find out that a lot of times now the judiciary decides who is going to win the election. I think, these are part of the things that there should be, the National Assembly has to look at. The court cannot decide what the people want. The court, under technicalities, should not decide what the people want. It should be what the people voted. And where there are mistakes, if you are going to remove somebody, then let's have another election. Not that you now declare somebody a winner where the votes did not reach the winning point.
But when you go to the court, you come with facts and figures. So where lies all those facts and figures? Because you cannot just come to the court without evidence.
Technicalities. I'm talking of using technicalities against the people of Nigeria.
But it's the same people who are also going to the court to seek clearance in all of this. These are issues on board.
Well, I still think that it has to be looked at. I think that Nigeria needs to move forward. Look at the way the politics is going. You find out that the actual problem is not President Bola Tinubu in most cases with Nigerians. Is he the one doing roads? Is he the one doing water? Is he the one doing this? The problem is sometimes with the team. What is happening with the people that are with him? Are they reaching out to the people? Most of the people in President, he sticks his neck out for too many people.
For you to use the word most, that's may sound a bit ambiguous.
I will still, because I've known him for years. He sticks his neck out for people. He believes in loyalty. He's loyal to his people. But those people, are they loyal to him? Or are they using him?
Are they loyal to Nigerians?
They're not. It's more like having somebody that they feel that you can use his authority to do things. And do you see people going to the houses of most of these people the way they go to Body Lawn when there's a festival, despite their positions? Do you see them encouraging Nigerians to support President Tinubu? He cannot do it alone. If you have a team...
It's debatable. We have quite a lot of them who have been doing what you've just said.
Yes, you have few.
Come on TVC
you have few.
To
you
explain
have few.
the agenda.
I believe that more of them...
For you to use the word most of them, that's what I'm
Okay, all right. Let's move now. Okay, let's say few of them. Let me agree with you that few of them, or one or two of them. But these people, if you have a political position, it is to the people. And you have to make sure that your principal, you are doing things to his advantage. Getting more people interested is part of your job. President Tinubu cannot be everywhere himself.
All right, time will not permit us to continue, but in just 1 minute,
Yes.
Can you just talk to us about this continuous voter registration, the physical one that will commence
I
on
believe
Monday?
that all Nigerians from all walks of life, please don't look at what has happened in the past. Register en masse and let us move this country forward. This is the time, whether you like the coalition, whether you like President Tinubu, whoever you like, support whoever you like. And let us see what you want. Let Nigeria be for all of us.
It's been an interesting time having you on the show this morning, talking about politics. But finally, before we let you go, politics is here. So how do we separate from politics and our own personal interests and governance?
Oh yes, the personal interest is why you find out that Nigerians, if I'm benefiting from you today, I don't care if you are the worst government, you find out that Nigerians will tell you that that is the best man to rule. And they will never tell him his mistakes. They wouldn't tell him his shortcomings. So you find out that people now think that, oh, when you are in Aso Rock, it's as if there's some form of a spirit there, that the man does not know this, because people don't want to tell him the truth because of what they are gaining. So when you are talking of personal gratification, you have to be very careful as a leader. And I believe that I will say patently that President Tinubu, all eyes are on you and people expect so much from you.
Absolutely. Industrialist and politician Rotimi George Taylor, many thanks for joining us on the program this morning.
Thank you very much.
Nigeria would definitely be great. All right, we'll take a break. And when we come back from the break, we'll turn our attention to entertainment segment. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back.